post-game. We got Allie here. She's going to join us in a little bit. The Lakers win their 5th game in a row. They dominate in overtime, get the win, but it was not easy. The Lakers shoot just 9 of 38 from 3 for 23%. They found themselves in a big hole in the 4th, end up getting the lead, losing it, going to OT, and dominating and getting the win.
Yeah, it's part of a long NBA season, and a team as good as the Lakers are, the excitement of early season has worn off. The short turnover after 2020 NBA championship, now into this season. And you can tell it's getting a little harder to show up every night with enthusiasm, passion. And so they're just having to push through some of these games just to get the wins. And LeBron's having to log a lot of minutes for them to do so.
You like roller coasters, Fish?
Sometimes.
Yeah, exactly, right? Frustrating sitting in line. Sometimes it's exhilarating. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like sometimes, James, when you go to overtime.
It sucks to get stuck on one at the top, too.
That's what I mean.
I give the Lakers a lot of credit. I mean, you got to win games like this.
Yep.
And without that 6th man, I think that kind of, without the crowd, too, at home, you miss that. I'm not saying that is the key, but
it's something, though, right, James?
It is, especially, as Fish just stated, it's a short season, they're a little fatigued, it's a weird season anyway. It takes a lot, man, mentally. I give them credit for winning these last 2 games. I mean, that overtime in the 4th quarter, I mean, that's what you want.
Yeah.
You're going to have some games like this where AD's out, you got some young talent in Oklahoma who's, they're not having a great season, but they're still trying to prove themselves against the champion. So I give them a lot of credit for pulling this one out.
Yeah, and another thing to think about, too, is in these close games during the regular season, as a team, you get to work on these late game situations that are hard to replicate in practice, right? And if you're winning by double digits and you're not really practicing a lot with this type of season, the only time to rep is in the game. And so getting those late game situations, when to foul, when not to, really key.
All right, I got a crazy stat for you I'm going to share in a moment. We're also going to dive into what happened there at the end of regulation and talk overtime in a little bit. But first, he has not played in the month of February. Last time he played was January 28th. 16 points for Wesley Matthews, his highest point total in L.A. He's standing by with Mike Trudell.
All right, Wesley Matthews, your coach Frank Vogel has talked about you as the consummate professional. You hadn't played since January 28th, and then you come in and have this game tonight. All the threes, the efficiency, the defensive play late in the game. What goes behind that? What is that in you that's been there throughout your career?
Just a lot of faith, keeping the faith. This obviously was something different, for me, but, I credit my coaching staff for the communication and the consistent encouragement, my teammates, my friends, my family, but work, and trusting everything that I've done, up until this point in my career, and just staying ready, about being a Laker, it's about being a pro, it's about being the best that you can be whenever your number is called, whenever your name is called, and I'm just thankful that God allowed me us to win and to have a performance like this.
All right, I mentioned 4 for 5 from 3 tonight, and that last one in the corner, you've seen it so many times in your career, probably in the other side where LeBron attracts the double and then he makes the kick out skip pass across the court. How are you setting up for that play, and what are you thinking at that point?
Well, probably since high school, I haven't been the go-to guy. So, I've played a lot of basketball since then, and you got to learn how to play without the ball. And you got to work on getting to open spots, trust in preparation. Obviously, this guy is probably arguably the best passer to ever play this game. And just making sure that I'm in the right spot for him. He's seen every single coverage that there is to see, and he's had success against every coverage there is to see. And just being ready and knocking the shot down. He did the hard work.
OKC came out and played really hard, really aggressive. Detroit, same thing last game. A lot of young legs. What are you guys doing to make sure that you're finding that motivation without the fans and everything like that? You made the run late, but the game was pretty tight throughout.
We're going to get every team's best shot, and that's understood. We know that, and we got to make sure that we step up and we make sure that we give every team our best shot, regardless of who's on the court, who's in the lineup. That's Laker basketball, and we want to be the last team standing. So, we're going to have to take care of games like this. Credit them. They play hard all the time. Guys make plays. Guys crash in the glass. So there's a lot of things that we got to shore up, but we can't discredit what that team did.
Last thing for you, you guys are missing your big man down the stretch, AD, who helps you get those stops. What did you have to do on the perimeter to shut things off for that 8-0 run that you guys made to force the OT?
Keeping them off the foul line was the best thing. We got to keep them off the foul line, and we got to make sure that we clean up the glass. Too many second chance points, and that's something that we will look at and getting ready to go into the next game.
All right, Wesley, we appreciate the time.
All right, thank you.
All right, here's Wes Matthews. Welcome back. 26 minutes, 16 points, 4 of 5 from 3, 2 steals, 4 DNPs in a row. Had not played since Detroit, January 28th. So on a night where there's no AD, there's no Caruso, Markieff Morris and Wes Matthews get some burn. LeBron James gets a triple-double, but he plays 42 minutes, 28, 14, and 12. But I do want to start with the bench and Wes Matthews. I thought the bench was great in the first quarter when the Lakers fell down by 11. They came in, showed some life, got the Lakers going a little bit, got them back in. 3 guys in double figures. Montrezl Harrell, who was fantastic, Kyle Kuzma, and Wes Matthews, who I want to talk about right now, Fish. Frank said this when THT started to get those minutes, and he forced Frank to make a decision. They went to a 9-man rotation. Frank said, we asked Wes and Markieff to be pros, and that's what they're going to do because those are the type of guys that they are. Wes just said right there, talking to Mike Trudell, you just stay ready, and you do what you got to do. And then tonight, 4 of 5 from 3, they don't win the game without him.
Manny, the producer, and AJ Ponsiglione, the Don.
Boss.
Don Corleone.
We were in the hallway having a conversation before the game.
You know what? I walked by. I was not invited into that conversation, but I did see it going down.
We were talking about the Sparks and
Thanks.
WNBA.
Yeah.
It's cool. We'll let you hang out next time.
It's all good.
But we were talking about, and Manny asked a question about when you're building a team as a general manager, where do character and integrity fit in and compared to talent? And I said, honestly, when you're trying to build a championship culture, it really does start with the character. Rob Pelinka talked about THT in our pregame segment about his character. Wes Matthews, character. Markieff Morris, character. So, yeah, maybe you can go out and find guys that can run faster or shoot a better three-point percentage, but they're not going to be professional enough to not play for 4 games, come into tonight's game and still make the right plays, not try to show everybody they should have been out there this whole time, and just do the right thing. And that's how you win. That's what our teams were made of. Robert Horry sits in this seat a lot of nights.
Say, and how important were those 2009, 2010 teams?
It's those kind of guys that lead to championships, and there's no accident that the wins follow those guys. And LeBron is one of those guys. Anthony Davis is one of those guys. And Frank Vogel has built a coaching staff full of those type of guys as well. And it's coming together really nice.
The irony, James, of the Lakers shooting so poor from 3. Nobody could hit, but one guy could. 4 of 5. Wes Matthews. James, 5 wins in a row. The Lakers have hit less than 10 threes in all 5 of those games, but they needed all of Wes's tonight.
Yeah, they did. He is the consummate professional. He understands where he is. Look, the NBA pension plan is pretty good. There's some good insurance in the NBA.
I wish I knew
really
about
good.
That.
So Wes Matthews understands where he is. He's a consummate professional. He's not going to find a better job. So he knows to keep his phone, ready on the hook, ready to answer it. I give Coach Vogel a lot of credit because, back in my day, you didn't have that type of communication. You just wonder why you didn't play. So it started with the coach, and Wes Matthews has proven in his entire career that he knows how to come in and help enhance the team, whether it's shooting threes, has a pretty good defensive energy tonight as well. You love this type of teammate on your team.
Let's take a look at the numbers from the 4th quarter and overtime. The Lakers had a brutal stretch to end the 3rd. They were up 7 and then found themselves down 8. So what happened from the 4th quarter in OT? 43-28 Lakers. Once again, that defense coming through, tightening up. They out-rebound OKC by 6. And you see OKC down the stretch. You see that 9 for 29? They were 1 for 12 down the stretch there in OT. So the Lakers finding a way to get it done. I ask you guys this because, fans, we always want the Lakers to play great. And, of course, you get frustrated. But, James, you hit on the head. You're like, you got to find ways to win the game. Let's applaud the team. It's part of the roller coaster and it's part of the fun. But this Laker team finding a way to get it done, is that dangerous sometimes when you have these overtime games and we're looking at LeBron's minutes and it's 46 versus Detroit, 42, or is that just part of it?
Yeah, it's a part of it.
Yeah.
It's a part of an NBA season. There are too many games for any team to go out and play at the same level every single night. These are human beings. The body wears down. The mind wears down. It's tougher to remain focused and disciplined. You see the injuries start to pile up, guys missing games. So this is just a part of a season. And the teams that normally are able to be successful by the end are the teams that are able to ride these adverse situations, go through those roller coaster rides, and still stay together as a group. And they built that with this team. And, they're going to be able to get a lot of these games even when they shouldn't at times because they have number 23 on their team, and that helps a lot.
I love what you said earlier about winning games. And then Fish brought up a great point about late game situations, finding yourself in these situations and how do you respond and practicing those as well, because it's important for a team, James, especially a team with some new people.